Hi, I'm Jill Chivers from Shop Your Wardrobe.
And I'm Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style blog.
And today we're talking about fashion versus style. And we both have an opinion about what fashion is and what style is and what the differences are. So why don't we start with you and what your views are on the difference between fashion and style?
Okay, firstly, I think of fashion as a tool and style as the authentic representation of who you are as a person. You use the fashion to create that style. But fashion is also a money-making industry. It's a way for change to make you buy new things all the time so that you're current and in fashion. And it's, really a lot of fashion is actually about money.
Well, the fashion industry, the clothing industry, is a $375 billion a year industry. That's at the moment in 2013. And it really, as you say, it's an industry that is designed to have us be perpetual consumers. And from that perspective, I think it's worthwhile thinking about what parts of the fashion message apply to you and which parts of the fashion messages we get don't apply to you.
So there's some things to think about that I always talk about with my clients is one of the things you want to be doing is not getting stuck in a rut or not getting stuck in a certain era where you just keep wearing the same fashions that looked great on you 15 years ago. So it's being aware of what is the current overall silhouette. So I remember back in the 90s, pants were pleat front, tapered down to the ankle, really quite short. By 2000, pants were low rise, and they were very high rise back in the 90s. By the 2000, they were low rise and bootlegs and much longer. So it's being aware that those sorts of silhouettes change, but you don't have to ever go to the extreme of what the current fashion is. And I think the difference between just following fashion and having style is looking at what the fashions are and then taking the bits that suit your body, your personality, and your lifestyle and including those and leaving the rest.
Yes. And for me, my interest in fashion is almost non-existent, whereas I have a very high interest in style and how a woman chooses to express herself in how she's dressed and how her style develops over time and at key transition points in her life and how you use clothes to express something about who you are today. And that element of being dynamic so that it really is a moving thing because you're a dynamic living system, you're not the same as what you were, but also not falling prey to the big business messages about what's hot or what's in or what some celebrity may or may not be wearing that has, in my view, very little relevance to most regular women's lives.
Yes. So there are things to think about, like how long should you keep something in your wardrobe, and sometimes there are time limits to clothes and they will go off a bit like milk.
Yes, so they have expiry dates, even if they're not on them.
Even if they're not on them. The more unique and creative, often the longer they will last. The more they're with a particular current trend, the shorter the period is. And it's one of those things, I think you can have fun with your style using the latest fashion. So sometimes if you love, like at the moment there's a big trend for coloured jeans, go out, have fun, but buy them cheap. Because in 2 years they'll probably be gone. Versus anything that's really kind of long wearing. So often a great jacket, spend more money on, get something that really suits your body and your style, and you might have that for 10 years quite easily.
And I think the other side of that too can be there can be some fashion trends that you completely bypass. Like I remember when military was big in and there was camouflage prints and epaulettes and that sort of warfare style clothing, which didn't have any interest or appeal to me. And for a lot of women, it wouldn't suit them on any level. And I think we should give ourselves permission to say this just does not apply to me.
Absolutely. And there is often many times that the current trend doesn't suit your body. So you just got to ignore it because honestly in 3 months it's going to be all new stuff. So don't worry that nothing's ever going to suit you again. You'll find fairly soon that you'll find things out there that will actually suit you if you need to go shopping.
And I think your basic principle of fashion being the vehicle and style being the expression of who you are, I think that's a really good way of thinking at it. Thinking about it.